Hello there. So I've been on a journey. I set myself a 90-day deep investigation into the word empower. And it's been quite fascinating actually, because the word is only pointing towards something and I guess away from other things. And there's this, so I'm about 30 days in, and there's this incredible establishment within this very being of who I am, and therefore of course who you are, that desires so much inside and yet needs very little. I love this completely. Hi Janine. I love this completely because the word empower, as I've danced around the circles of it and gone into the vibration of it, more than just the word. I mean, yes, I've certainly looked it up in the dictionary to have a left brain idea of what it is, and to empower, I always had it perceived as to uplift. Empower, according to the dictionary, is to authorize or to enable, and I was like, I like that, that's kind of cool. But what does it really feel like, and what does it look like within me or within other people when it's not present? And the fascination here for me was seeing how so much of our societal value structures desire it and yet don't give this empowerment, first of all enablement and authority to self and responsibility. In fact, we give a lot away. We give a lot of our authority and our enablement within ourselves away to other people through blame, or to the government, or to rules and regulations, etc. So anyway, my deep investigation into self and within this regard was deeply diving into the energy values and the sense of what it feels like to be fully embodied within the space of this empowerment, this feeling. Hi Ben, hi Chrissy. And what I discovered as I sunk deeper and deeper and deeper into this experience was there were other things that were connected. Now there's a lot in our industry, there's a lot of words that, surrender and accept. And I danced around those topics too, because I began to realize within myself more and more at a deeper level that people can accept something, or I can accept something but still not like it. I can surrender to something and it can be like a give up. But if I embrace what's present, that's a whole different thing. Now it's not this embrace as in a fast hand hold. I looked that up in the dictionary too, just to explore it. It's that embracing the softness, which includes an acceptance. It includes a fault. When we embrace someone or something, we're embracing all that is them without a load of judgments. So when I took this deep embrace within myself into the embracing of the empowerment, the enablement, the authority within this space, they're all words, they're just words, but I'm attempting to articulate my own internal experience. I began to feel this beautiful melt that happened. And as this melt occurs, there's a sense of expansion at the same time. So there's two factors. There's this internal melt that seems to just make more of a pliability within the space that is me. Now this might point towards safety, or this might point towards the feeling of being loved, but again there's still words. But there's this melt that occurs and an expansion that seems to uplift within every cell of my being. So in this deep dive exploration of my own learnings, I became quite excited because, again, at another level, the play of the magnificence of who we really are shows up. Because in contrast, last year, I was in such a place of happiness inside of myself. I'd really taught the cells in my body and my way of being to be very happy in life. In fact, actually feeling joyful most of the time. And it was just so extraordinary and so beautiful and so blissful that I was walking around on the ground and yet just feeling freaking fabulous. And here's the thing, here's the thing. And also willing to walk away from the work that I've been doing. Because what I didn't realize is that I had been searching for so freaking long in my work to find that inner peace and that dynamic stillness and the sense of feeling good, that when I was able to walk around with it in my being, I began to not feel like being in service to anyone else anymore. That was an interesting turning point for me. It was the end of last year. It was a very interesting turning point because I was beginning to think, I don't really see the point anymore. If people, here was my judgment, if people want to be in the discipline of not connecting with themselves, if they want to be in the discipline of not owning and accepting their magnificence, if they want to experience the exploration of being separate from the incredible nature of their human being, then I need to allow that without trying to fix, do this whole old age, it's old stuff of fixing someone or helping someone or something like that. And so I rumbled through that over the Christmas period within myself, and again I was just feeling really good all the time. And then there was this urge inside of me to find, maybe serve coffee, maybe just look after the space of living and moving around on this planet in a gentle, kind, loving way with me, and not having to be there for anyone else anymore. And then in March this year, there was a re-engagement that happened inside of me, where I re-engaged that whole being in service again. And even now, it's just lifting me. It's brought a satisfaction that's beyond what I could have experienced or thought that it was possible. And I realize it's no longer about individuals, it's about this unity factor. So I desired to work with deep feelers, healers, coaches, practitioners, people who are willing to go the next level, but also who are going to make a big impact, so that the drop of a stone and the ripples that affect from the work that I do now is a much bigger thing. Because when I was working one-on-one with people before, or in groups, it was very much about them and their families, which, by the way, is really important. Please, really important. This is just a deep Karen share. But now what I'm feeling inside is this fervent, oh that's a big word, this fervent excitement that just gets every single taste bud in my mouth going, because I know that the people I'm working with are working with other people. So there's a longer reach, there's more of an impact happening. And it's exciting, and this sense of enablement, this sense of empowerment within the very being of every interaction kind of has a spicier yet a sweeter taste that feels exquisite. And because it's become even more playful, what I'm noticing now is an embracing of whatever's present. And I don't think I could have observed this, a couple of years ago, maybe not even 6 months ago, I don't know. But it's not about trying to accept something or surrender into something, or it's actually embracing the very energy of the separation. And in that embracing, there's this beautiful unwind that happens that transforms at an alchemy level the very change and transformation and of the energy into a different way of moving. Oh, well, I hope somebody else enjoyed that, because I'm loving this conversation. Who have we got here? Hi, Sherry. Sherry. So this was just a playfulness that I was having this morning, because I couldn't get out of my sphere the words empower and embrace. And so I have a sense that at the moment, as my exploration digs deeper into the empowerment of self and others, the empowerment of the very cells in our being, the energy environments, the seeing eye, the hearing ear, the awareness of the energies that make us up. I mean, that make us up, the all-encompassing factors of our exploration here on this planet, doing whatever it is that we're doing, and being whatever it is that we're being, and whatever roles that we're participating in. The embracing of the process has added in a little bit of fun for me, and so much fun that it's feeling kind of that tingly excitement that's bringing tears to my eyes of I don't even know that I have a word for it, but I guess it's joy, of bliss, of wow, there is a way of being without the suffering and pain, which is a perception. And there is a way of being on our planet and enabling other people who are very powerful beings anyway to also be the alchemy of change and with the people that they're working with. So really shifting the process up a level on turbo, placing it into a bigger impact field, something that's reaching deeper, that's engaging the true sensate of our full experience without closing things off, without making things wrong, without dragging around the past. Now this is fascinating too. I think I'm going into a teaching thing here, but this is fascinating. So the past, the present, future is all in the one space here right now. And whatever we're paying attention to is then the next experience that we're having. Oh my God, that's a whole fun teaching piece. But that's the sort of stuff I go into in the frequency factor anyway. So I've got another program coming up in 2 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've got some great people on. We're coming to the end. We're in the last and final week of our current frequency factor program, and they're all women on the current one, and I'm just in awe of them all. I'm in awe of them all and the whole way that we've been working together in a synergistic growth period. And this realization that deep patterns can be shifted and then they come up for our true ownership as well. And when we embrace the cycles of experience, it can just make it a little bit more fun walking around on the planet. Right, I think that might be enough. I think I've been going for a while. Love and blessings. Peter Ratcliffe says, being in service to those in service. Thanks for the words and answering a question I was struggling with. Fabulous. Oh, yay, yay. It's always nice to have. It's always nice to be in service, yeah. And Peter, it sort of also covers off what I used to talk about years ago, 10 years ago. Who cares for the carers? Who cares for the carers? And I'm in pure delight now that I'm caring for carers, but I'm empowering the carers and empowering these amazing beings, and I'm a part of it, and I'm learning at deep levels all the time and exploring and stretching myself and having the courage to empower, the courage to embrace, and the courage to have courage within all the spaces that are. Yep, have the most amazing day. That was a light-hearted, fun, joyful little conversation, wasn't it? All right, guys, thank you so much. See you later.